It's your boy and in the house back with another bang on video. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some unrealistic news. Oh, they're real though. They are real. Okay, they're here to stay. Okay, but more importantly than that, we're going to talk about Mesut Ozil and Socrates not being included in the Europa League. Yes, the two players have not been included. They have been left out. They were actually James Benge tweeted this out already that Mesut Ozil and Socrates Papasotopoulos were supposed to be understood to have been left out of Arsenal's Europa League squad. Well, talking about more stuff because the registration date for the Premier League squad to be announced, well, it was pushed back until after the transfer window with the EFL clubs closes. About the 20th is what James Benge has informed as well. And talking about different stuff, let's talk about Gabon boss Patrice Neveu says Arsenal doctor sent him a certificate indicating that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang suffered a small ankle sprain against Sheffield United, is not available to play for Gabon. He is in care for a week. Now, as Arsenal fans, should you be scared about? No way. See, this is how Arsenal made sure that they escaped Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang playing in this international break. So you will stay at Arsenal and try to stay fit in time to play against Man City. Of course, he's not injured at all. This is just like, a fake note that you give the next day that you go to school, right? You didn't go to school. Of course, I was having fever. You would actually put that into your calendar. So that's what we used to do. Yeah, I used to do that. Okay, moving on. Well, Ozil's omission comes as Arsenal renew their attempts to reach a payoff agreement with him. Arsenal would want to pay off Mesut Ozil so that the misery of Mesut Ozil with Arsenal, that relationship ends forever. Ozil's 350k a week deal expires next summer, though he can't join a new club in Europe until January, complicating Arsenal's hopes of persuading him to leave. So that is what it is. Well, moving on, let's talk about the man in the hour, the man of the hour, Thomas Partey. Well, Thomas Partey's game by numbers versus Liverpool in March, according to Statman Dave, 120 minutes played, 25 forward passes, 12 ball recoveries, 7 clearances, 5 tackles won, 4 interceptions, 4 clearances, 2 aerials won, 2 blocks made. It was a dominant performance on the big stage from the big man. But moving on, well, Sam Dean tweets out, as a player, Mesut Ozil is constantly looking for opposition weak points, seeking out little opportunities and inflicting damage wherever he can. Is it too cynical to suggest he is now doing the same in this bizarre PR battle with his employers about the whole Gunnosaurus issue? Well, let's see. But moving on, the championship is a lower, according to Zach Lowe, he does not want William Saliba to go to a championship league team. He says the championship is a lower level of quality than the Premier League and League One. Saliba needs to be starting regularly at a high level in order to prepare for first team football at Arsenal. Sending him on loan to the second tier reeks of a panic decision. If Arsenal thought William Saliba needed another loan this season, they should have loaned him out to League One club where he could stay close to his family while coping with his mother's death and still playing at a high level. Loaning him out to a championship club makes no sense at all, according to Zach Lowe. Well, according to the Mirror, Bukayo Saka is set to make his England debut against Wales. Yes, today is where we see that Bukayo Saka would be set to make his debut against Wales. But let's see how things will turn out. Will our Highland hero get his opportunity for England? Well, only time will tell. Only time will tell. But talking about it because Gunner Blog have to exclusively tweeted this one out. Arsenal have closed their Highland Academy site after a COVID-19 test. Yes, a positive COVID-19 test. A senior member of Academy staff travelled abroad and returned to Hale End before receiving results of a test, which later came back positive. We'll talk about it in detail because according to James Benge, this was the official Arsenal statement. We can confirm that a member of staff from our Highland Academy has tested positive for COVID-19. The positive test result arrived at 5 p.m. today, and the member of staff immediately left the site to self-isolate. As a consequence, 6 of the members of staff are now self-isolating, and we have initiated track and trace for the entire site. We are working through our CCTV and attendance records on site in order to continue the track and trace process. Our Hale and Academy will now be closed on Thursday, 8th of October for deep cleaning. After Thursday, we will review our coaching plans at Hale and accordingly, and will keep all staff, parents, and young players fully informed. The health and safety of everyone on all sides is our paramount concern. No members of our men's or women's first team squads have been affected at all. So yes, touch wood. I just hope everyone stays calm and everyone stays, uh, you know, they clear out this whole mess, which is called as the COVID-19. I hope they test negative soon and they heal up very fast. But moving on, while talking about more stuff, yes, it is true that Mesut Ozil has been left out of Arsenal's 25-man squad for the Europa League Socrates as well. What is the future of William Saliba? You'll come to know in short amount of time. But before that, let's talk about Thomas Partey. According to Athletic UK, Thomas Partey's signing was very well received among Arsenal fans. A deal like that matters in the context of, for example, Aubameyang's contract extension. That commitment to improvement was part of the conversation to persuade him to stay. Thomas Partey had been on Arsenal's shopping list for more than 2 years, having been invited to watch the Europa League quarterfinals against Napoli in April 2019. Afterwards, Partey apparently said he was keen to play alongside Granit Xhaka, and Arsenal had effectively even agreed personal terms of around 230k a week with the Thomas Partey's representatives in 2019. However, no deal went through because then coach Unai Emery was more interested in a wide player and instead was given Nicola Pepe for £72 million. So that's why we could not get Partey. But moving on, Lucas Torreira's agent has opened up about his move to Atletico Madrid. He said Lucas Torreira's move to Atletico Madrid was very complicated. It is a loan deal for 1 season without an option to buy. So yeah, it'll be difficult. It's without an option to buy, man. It's without an option to buy. I don't know why he said that, but moving on. Well, let's talk about the one, the only, the man of the hour for Aston Villa, Emiliano Martinez, the man who changed their fortunes now. He says, I was told that there was a 95% chance I would start against Fulham on the first day of the season, but I just thought, why not 100%? Something didn't feel right. When I arrived at Arsenal in 2010, there were 9 goalkeepers in front of me. Every year I had to prove myself, but I left as number 1. That was my story done there. That's really cool. But moving on, he says, I texted Mikel and told him I'm leaving. I thanked him. I said I won these trophies because of the way he trained, the way he changed the team. I trust his process so much. He's incredible. He's got so much to prove and I wish him all the best. Well, moving on, well, Dani Ceballos starting for Spain, Leno starting for Germany, Xhaka starting for Switzerland. It was really great to see them. And sad part, no Kieran Tierney. But moving on, let's talk about something special because Ozil's camp, according to Amy Lawrence, Ozil's camp were re-signed to him being cut from Arsenal squad this season, to be confirmed today in the Europa League squad and also expected for Premier League later this month. Arteta is king and he's thrown his old teammate out of the court, according to Amy Lawrence. Well, Ozil, but he's going to be cut out of the Premier League squad as well. So let's see. Well, as per what Osman has tweeted out, well, I believe yes, he won't wear the Arsenal jersey again. I think that is going to be the turn of events. Yep. Saliba is out from Arsenal's Europa League squad. Yes, from Arsenal's UEFA Europa League squad, William Saliba has been kept out as well. It looks like more likely he'll definitely go out on loan. And Martinelli is injured, and that's why Martinelli won't be a part of the Europa League as well. And talking about more stuff, somebody actually asked about Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah were not on the list, but they will be on B list also, which includes homegrown youngsters. So let's see. Arsenal hero Paul Davies has lifted the lid on the wild racist abuse that black players were subjected to in the 1980s. He says, things were very different in the 1980s. One game in particular that stands out is when we played Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, which was not the best place for a black player. I remember being racially abused by 50,000 Chelsea fans, and all I could do was try to ignore it and play my game. Sad. Sad. Really sad. Moving on, Arsene Wenger has listed 4 changes he would want to make to the rules of football, including corners, throw-ins and offsides. He says the Frenchman actually wants to give attackers more of an advantage, with forwards considered onside if any part of the body that they can score with is level with the last defender. He also wants to shake up out swing corners, free kicks and throws to help the attacking teams. So yeah, I think let's see, there'll be certain changes to all the majority of the rules that Arsene Wenger would want to change. Arsenal hero Santi Cazorla insists he always knew Mikel Arteta would be a great manager. He says, I love a club like Arsenal and know Mikel very well. We are very good friends and I always knew he would be a great coach. The Premier League is the best league in the world for me because of how football is lived. Football is lived and because of the respect of the fans to the footballers. So that's really great. But Adrian Durham believes Jack Wilshere should be signed back by Arsenal. He says, I've heard a rumor that Jack Wilshere was going to go back to Arsenal. I know people might scoff at it, but actually I think there's a lot of sense there. He won't be playing every week, but with the Europa League campaign, I think he will be well managed by Arteta. I think it will be a sentimental thing, but I think it will be a positive thing for Jack Wilshere to go back to Arsenal and contribute. There's unfinished business for Jack at Arsenal. He was meant to do something really special at Arsenal Football Club. If he goes back there, he's got an understanding with understanding manager who will put his arm around him and allow him that time to stay fit and to play and express himself. I think it could be the perfect thing for him. File in the comments on what you guys believe. Would you guys actually believe that Jack Wilshere should be brought back to Arsenal? Only time will tell. And or what you guys feel, you can tell me in the comments section. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers. And don't forget to subscribe. Join in the live tonight because we're going to talk about Arsenal's transfer window. And also we're going to talk about something really special regarding the January transfer window that's upon us. So cheers. I will see you in the next one. And don't forget to subscribe. New vision. 13,000 subscribers, not far off. Somewhere around 120 subscribers needed. Please help us reach that amount.